Well, today, and I always start my podcast with today. I have the honor and pleasure and heartfelt, just so much gratitude to this wonderful, amazing woman that I'm about to introduce to you. I'm really privileged that she would take time today to be with me, but with you, the audience that will now become her audience as well. So let me introduce to you Irmgard Rosa Maria Rauscher. She has been a facilitator of systemic constellation work for 28 years, trained by Bert Hellinger. In the last years, she's developed a special form of constellation work, Yoni Constellations. The main topic of Yoni Constellations are relationships between women and men, femininity, love, intimacy, sexuality, spirituality, and the traditions of female deities. These topics became Irmgard's professional and private passion. Her therapeutic understanding revolves around accepting and understanding the inner truth of every person, a truth that is integrated into one's own family history and into historical and social context and relationships. She leads Yoni Constellation workshops in Germany, Australia, Italy, and Romania. And she does individual works in constellations in her private practice and online worldwide. In 2006, she published a book called Female Menopause, published by, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's Kosel, Germany. So without further ado, and with so much love and gratitude, I welcome you, Irmgard, to our podcast today.
Thank you, Carly, for these wonderful words and introduction. And thank you so much for having me here today to do this podcast together. And it will be a very inspiring feminine journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can attest to the fact that I have had sessions with you, that I have been trained with you as a professor in the university. And I'm just so excited to be able to share you with my audience, which will become your audience, and just enlighten women with regards to this beautiful work you do. So, Irmgard, can you share the story of how Yoni Constellations came into being?
Yes, as a therapist, I have made the experience that many women do not have a loving relationship with herself, with her body, and with her yoni.
Mm.
And the yoni, maybe I explain it to you first.
Yes, please do. Mm-hmm.
The yoni means holy place or divine source. It is a word from Sanskrit. And the yoni includes all the female sexual organs. The vulva, the vagina, the uterus, and the ovaries. And when women look at her yoni and play with it, or, look it in the mirror, they often feel shame. Instead of joy and pride and dignity. And this is very sad, I think. And obviously, it needs a lot of healing. And so I tried to make it to my mission to create a way for women to connect with their womb space, to connect with their yoni.
Mm-hmm.
Because a yoni who is in contact, a woman who is in contact with her yoni, she celebrates her beauty. She loves and accepts herself. And this is wonderful. And
yes.
This is all my experience.
Well, it's so true and sadly lacking. I can attest to that with regards to what I see in the world and how I was before with regards to my own yoni prior to our work and to my trainings with you. So what inspired you to create this profound modality?
I'm on my female way since, I guess, maybe 35 years. I did it for myself. I have goddess pictures and I have goddess cards, and I worked with them and did exercises and also workshops. And then I came into Tantra. So, and 10 years of tantric teachings.
Mm.
In Tantra, the yoni is honored and given all the value and respect it deserves. And I felt so well in this tantric field. And in my own development, I have experienced how essentially different I feel when I'm connected to my yoni
Mm.
and have a relationship with it. I became more loving, patient, and tolerant with myself.
Mm.
And I also observed and sensed the spiritual, cyclical nature of my body with respect and pride.
Mm.
I was
Beautiful.
proud to be a woman.
Mm-hmm. 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 And what a beautiful woman you are. Oh, amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And oh, yeah. And so how you also are a psychotherapist. So how did that influence the development, or did it, of Yoni constellations?
Yes, in several self experiments,
Mhm.
I started to set up my yoni. Since
Oh,
I know, since I know that every part of your body can carry messages for you.
right.
And so, and I set up my yoni, my central feminine, and I was very surprised what it had to tell me. Yeah, sometimes she was really angry with me.
Oh.
Yes, because in my early, in my early years, I was born 1955. So I had some wild years in the 70s, 80s, like our generation
I
does.
know, I'm the same year, so yes, I get it.
So these times I didn't really care about my yoni. And so I made also some experiences. They didn't work out so well.
Mhm.
And but now it is different. Yeah, now
Right.
I really care, and this is very important for me. Yeah, and maybe also because of this experience, I try to find a way that women can get in contact with their yoni and listen really what her central feminine has to say.
Mhm. Very important.
Yes, I think this is very important for every woman.
So obviously those experiences that you had, personal experiences definitely played a role in shaping your unique approach. And, for those unfamiliar with the Yoni constellations, Irmgard, how would you describe this practice?
Hmm. A yoni constellation differs from a classic family constellation.
Okay.
Um, because a yoni constellation goes with the positions, goes beyond a classic family constellation. I work there with several with special positions. And the one hand side, the yoni is set up
Mm-hmm.
and has voice and feelings.
Okay.
And if there is mental or physical symptoms like unfulfilled wish for children or a wish for a partner or a blockage in sexuality, anyway, which one? All these issues get their own position.
Wow.
And this is very interesting to hear what these positions have to say.
Definitely a different approach from other therapeutic approaches.
Yes, because in a classic family constellation, you normally you don't work with the extra precision like sexuality
Right.
or lack of desire. So because of this, because these topics are very intimate and that needs a certain and a safe frame. So it is just a woman's workshop.
Right.
And all the information remain in the room and remain with these women they attended.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is always interesting because of these intimate topics and of this honesty the women have and bring. There is a sacred circle.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And all the women feel this energy of magic. And yes, I work with talking stick. This is in the Yoni constellation.
Okay.
This is a heart, a crystal heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if a woman says something and she ends her message, and then she say, "I have spoken," and all the other women reply loud, "And I have heard you."
Oh, yes. So
And
important.
yes, and that develops a wonderful field of sisterhood
Mm-hmm.
and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you then, with regards to how does exploring the feminine energy through Yoni constellations help individuals heal and grow?
How they do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a work with trauma.
Oh, okay. Could you expand on that?
Yes. So it is thousands of years of patriarchy,
Right.
oppressed and shocked all the feminine. Yeah. In some families, there are still a shock because all the women, they had to, somehow they had to survive.
Right.
Yeah. And so it is always about unresolved trauma.
Mm.
And all the topics in the female life goes about pregnancy and also giving birth to a child,
Mm-hmm.
a baby. And yeah, and this creates also trauma.
Right. And but sometimes we as women don't even we just we don't even think of it as that.
Yes.
How
That's,
dare we?
yes.
How
And
dare we think of it as trauma?
yes. And it is unfortunately and sadly true that if you are pregnant as a woman and it's about time for giving birth and you go to a hospital
Mm-hmm.
and first thing is you are alone.
Right.
Second thing is you are exposed. You are exposed in your in your pregnancy with your body, with your soul, with everything, and you are left alone. You have pain, and all the people around you, the nurses, the midwives, the doctors, they hurry. Yeah,
Right.
it has all happen very quick. Yes, because it is so dangerous. And with this fear and with this pain, you are alone. And in hospitals, there is still so much of patriarchy.
Right.
and structures of it. So it is still oppression and devaluation of the feminine. And all these negative experience and injuries and stressful information can lead to a really big trauma.
Oh, yeah. And shame.
And shame.
Oh, absolutely.
Shame and also guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Many women feel so guilty because they are not able to do this what the doctor says or what the midwife says or whatever.
Right.
And so this is a lot of trauma in this area. And not only we have experienced this trauma, it's also transgenerational trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So it is definitely, it is, it is very, very dangerous because it costs lives. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember doing my session with you, and it's interesting because my great grandmother was where I live in this province in Canada. She was she was the only one here having come from Poland. She was actually doing midwifery. So she was delivering babies. And this is way back when. And this is, minus 40 below, sometimes with a horse, sometimes walking, sometimes, crawling through snowbanks to get to women and stuff. And what was revealed through our session was amazing. Amazing. Like it's just I can't describe it here because you're doing that so well. But for me, it was so transformational because of the fact that who would have ever thought that this, was stored in my body?
Yeah.
So, I'm wondering if you can expand on that with regards to, what have been for you some of the most profound transformation that you've actually witnessed without names or, that kind of information, but what you've witnessed in individuals who have participated in Yoni constellations? What have been some of the most profound transformations?
So when a woman understand and recognize that she carries a holy source in herself with a divine dimension. So this changes her life on all levels. And I experienced this many times, especially with older women.
Mm-hmm.
I love to work with older women because they are sometimes they are so insecure about their age.
Right.
And I feel not attractive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my pleasure to remind them with this work I do, with this Yoni constellation work, with the woman circle. I remind her at her being a goddess.
Mm.
I remind her at the legacy of the goddess and being part of it. And this changes these women totally. So they have more strength and more power again, and they getting young again. And
Mm-hmm.
I can see this in these few days.
Wow. Beautiful. I mean, what you're really explaining here is how, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the sense that it's reconnecting with one's yoni and the inner feminine, energy creates ripple effects in other areas, relationships, creativity, self-worth, self-esteem, like looking in the mirror and not needing the Botox or the rejuve or whatever. And if people do that, that's fine. That's not what this is about. But becomes an enhancing inner glow,
Yes.
an inner shine.
Yes.
Yeah.
radiance. Yeah.
The radiance.
My radiance. Yes.
Wow. So
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. And that shines through everybody. No, it is beyond too much kilos,
Mm-hmm.
beyond weight, beyond signs of age, beyond wrinkles, whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it shines through.
It shines through.
And
And
yes, and these women, they get back their fun
mm,
and their humor. They can laugh about yourself, and this is wonderful to see.
absolutely laughter and joy, right? I mean, it's the joy juice that has been sucked dry, and now it's almost like it's a replenishment of the joy juice, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
it is also a relaxation with herself. It is an inner relaxation.
Mm, that's beautiful. Yeah, because I don't know a lot of women who are actually very relaxed inside of themselves.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah. There's
yeah.
always like something's kind of missing, right?
Hmm.
Which is what I was going to ask you next is, how do the Yoni constellations help women reclaim that innate wisdom and power?
This is the togetherness with women in
Hmm.
this workshop, and the Yoni constellation, the Yoni talks. The Yoni can yeah teach the woman, teach about about their needs, yeah,
Hmm.
and this is also about what what is really sexuality.
Mm,
Sexuality is a poetic spiritual energy, is a
hmm.
creating energy, and if you look at it with a different eye, yeah, with a transformed opinion,
Right?
then it is different.
Mm,
It is really different. And also, of course, in the constellation, you work with the ancestors,
right.
and you have an extreme point on female trauma. So also, and you see also the little ones and the women. They have they get much more understanding why they feel like this, how they feel
Hmm.
because of all these oppression maybe in the family of all abusive views from foreigners, from people in the streets, whatever, also from their own family.
Right. I was just going to say there's what it is it's a disconnect, right? So, Irmgard, what advice do you have for women who feel disconnected from their femininity or that inner voice?
In a constellation, you can connect, you
Mm,
heal, you heal the trauma
hmm.
also from the ancestors. You heal personal trauma. You heal also you heal also trauma in present families, and you heal also trauma in former lives on a
Okay.
collective level. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. There is that of which is so important, the collective, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
always. Yes,
always.
many, I have so many women who were killed, tortured, and oppressed because of they were healer
Mm-hmm.
in former lives.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they are, yeah, they are not couraged enough to have these healing powers in this life
Right.
because of the old trauma in former lives. And
Exactly.
this is such a pity, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially you would think that in 225 moving forward that we would have more courage, but there still is all that lives within us that prevents us from moving forward because we don't even know the loyalties. We don't know the blind loyalties, the hidden loyalties unless we do this work.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was going to ask you too now, how can men also benefit from understanding and engaging with feminine energy, or can they?
Yes, they can, of course,
Okay.
because when a woman knows about her yoni,
Mm-hmm.
there are nine yoni types,
Oh.
anatomic, and so it is every yoni is unique, but there are anatomical 9 different yoni types. When a woman knows about it, I mean, in my workshops, I talk about it. I have brochures to buy. I have books with
Mm-hmm.
me, and I explain a little bit, and so woman can increase and improve her sexuality. She can try something. She can find out about herself. She can find out what her yoni really wants, how yoni wants to be stimulated. Yeah. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe not only her yoni, also her breasts and yeah, and the whole body. And that makes that develops secure soil to talk about openly with her partner.
Mm-hmm.
And the partner is maybe surprised, but they make he makes a good experience because now the topic is on the table
Right.
and and they both can improve her couple relationship, improve their intimacy because they can openly and confidently talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman has a different sexuality than a man. But so many women does not know that.
Can you expand on that?
They live a male sexuality. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
because all the sexuality you read in books, you
Mm-hmm.
see on TV, in films, in movies. This is the mostly it is male sexuality. So
Okay.
So a woman often doesn't know about herself, how she she really wants to be touched.
Mm-hmm.
A woman need also a safe place.
Right.
Yes, she doesn't really enjoy a quickie.
Mm.
Maybe in very young years.
Right.
And she does not enjoy a cold bedroom or also maybe darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there is a kind of a celebration when it comes to sexuality, it is a total different energy. If you if you maybe have music and if you maybe have drinks, if you maybe have candles, or if you maybe have flower essence or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a feminine space.
Right. Safe and sacred.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And also beautiful. And a woman can relax in a space where, yeah, where all these things are. She can
Right.
relax because she likes it.
It's
And
almost, oh, sorry, dear.
relaxation,
I was just,
relaxation is so important.
mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Absolutely.
also have warm feet.
The little things, which are a lot,
Yes,
right?
and also have time. It's not in a rush. Yeah.
Yes, I can see how important it all is because it's almost like watering a flower and it's opening, the blossom opens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Through
Yes. A nice picture,
through the
Connie.
through the
So,
nurture. Yeah.
you brought it on the point. Yes.
Yeah, through the nurturing, absolutely. So I've been blessed to be able to be, trained in university with you as my professor, but for people, and had experience privately with you, but for people who haven't, what is the experience like for someone attending a Yoni constellation session for the first time?
For the first time is maybe very surprising. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is maybe a woman has maybe a little shy to attend a Yoni constellation because she thinks she has to take clothes off or something.
Mm-hmm.
And no way. No, we all remain dressed.
Yes, we do.
and a Yoni constellation has a bit of a, yeah, it has a bit of a home. I cannot explain it
Mm-hmm.
differently. It has like coming home,
Right.
yeah, to a mother, or to, yes, to a warm home, to a cave, to the goddess, because all these female energy, it has so much comfort. It has so much joy and magic, and has so much humor.
Mm.
Yeah, and and also laughter, and the woman recognize really quick that she is like she looks, like she stays there, like she is dressed, whatever. She is fine. She is a daughter of the goddess. She is a goddess. And she feels all this honor and pride about being a woman.
Mm. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Is there, any preparation that needs to be done? I mean, for such a deeply personal and spiritual journey, is there any, how do participants prepare?
So the first thing when in a Yoni constellation, this is the introducing part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about myself, my womanhood, and then it is a sharing in the round. So every woman can introduce herself, and all the other women, they hear the same thing they feel. And this is creating a wonderful field, because every woman feels so understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And the field creates itself through this female energy,
Right.
and through laughter and humor. And the second thing, what they do, they draw the yoni.
Oh,
Her
okay.
yoni. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's what I was going to ask you next. If there was a particular exercise or moment within the constellation sessions and workshops that you find especially powerful, is that one of them?
Yeah,
When
this
they,
is one of them. Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
To draw the own yoni and use different colors
Mm.
and look what this picture shows. Yeah, light colors, dark colors, the size of the yoni.
Mm-hmm.
You can see so much in it.
Right.
And I work with inner journeys, with fantasy journeys, to the guardian of the womb, to the guardian of the uterus, and I guide these journeys, and the women lay back and it's all in the round, and it's all in this space, and they feel secure and they feel connected to each other. And so this is the preparation for these upcoming hours in the Yoni Constellation workshop.
Lovely. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So soft.
And there will be there's also music, and we dance.
Mm-hmm.
We have all these wonderful music, spiritual, and we dance, and yeah, we move, and we play together.
So important, right? The play.
We are playful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's interesting. I was, with regards to the word itself, Yoni, I'm sure it evokes strong reactions. I know it does because when I've talked about it to others. So how do you navigate breaking taboos while inviting, people, women into the curiosity and openness?
So I talk about myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I explain a little bit about my womanhood, what I experienced. I talk indeed about sexuality. And yes, and I create a field that everything is allowed.
Okay.
As long as the woman enjoy it. And so the women are invited to talk about their sexuality, and they do, because it is so less space to talk about sexuality. Not even with the best girlfriend, a woman talks about sexuality.
Right. It's true.
Yeah, it's a big taboo still. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Even in 2025, I'm still amazed. I'm like, after all this time, right? And it's like that advertisement, many years ago. You've come a long way, baby. Well, really, have we? And I know that was for cigarettes or whatever it was, but in thinking of you've come a long way, baby, I'm thinking, really, have we?
Yes. Yes, because in that early times, when we are young as a woman, so it's depend on our story, on our history, how we brought up, what the family was like, but sometimes we also in this openness, in this free sex, whatever, we misused and abused ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And we were together with men who really didn't care.
No, not at all.
Yes. And the information about it, that stays. It stays in the yoni and in our body cells.
And I wonder about today, the young women of today with so much pressure from their addictions to social media and to the one-upping, the mind of competition, and the everything is not good enough. I need more this, I need more that, I need enhancement here, I need it's like, how are these women, these young girls, ever going to move past this to be actually in touch with themselves? It's
I don't really know, because I don't know what has to happen that these women can change. Maybe when they are lucky, they meet a partner, they meet a man, and they learn. Yeah. Or maybe when they get older and get pregnant, for instance.
right, and then everything comes out.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yes. When they also get in contact with trauma. Yeah. So I think life will teach them,
right,
like it teached us and all the former generations too.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a process, right?
It's a process, yeah. But it is really an issue. It
Mm-hmm.
is an issue with this handy and internet and
Oh,
whatever. Yeah.
it is. It's actually I'm personally I'm grateful I grew up when I did and went, even though I went through what I went through and all that experience I have now to, serve others, but I would not want to be in front of my phone all the time taking pictures of myself or running for this enhancement or for that enhancement and if women want to do that, that's fine, but for me personally, I'm just so grateful. And I'm so grateful that I have lived what I've lived that, brought me to trauma work, that has brought me to this field. So how do you see, speaking of that, how do you see Yoni constellations fitting into the larger conversation around women's empowerment and trauma healing?
Mm. I think Yoni constellation, every time I do a Yoni constellation workshop, the women are changed. The
Mm,
women gets a clue what they really are.
okay.
So this changes her life. This changes sexuality. This changes relationships. This changes also relationships to the parents and to the family.
Mm-hmm.
It changes relationships also to daughters and sons, and also in professional life. They are not satisfied with second class places, yeah, or they are not
Mm,
satisfied with less money than
mm,
men. Yeah. So it is also, Yoni constellation are also political.
right.
So and the this rethinking and observing, I think that can change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in our, yes, in our being a woman, live in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
seeing what's goes on and having the reminding what was earlier before all these men take over.
Right.
Yeah. And it is, I think it is growing. Yeah. I think it is growing, and it is not a revolution
Mm-hmm.
like we had in the 60s or 70s.
Right.
It it is it is a change in every woman,
Mm.
and individual change.
Right.
So the women connect with the female ancestors. The women connect with with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
really, because we spend so many times to criticize ourselves.
Right. Yes.
Many times to have this shame, to have this guilt. So if you don't have this anymore, you can really, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
can really blossoming.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
With-
this is something calm. It's not a revolution, it's something calm, because it is more and more, and there's a clue, and there's an insight, yeah, and there is
Insights.
a,
Yeah.
yeah.
So once, someone has, I mean, I can speak for myself, but this is not about me. I'm wanting to know for someone else out there listening. Once someone has this experience of a Yoni constellation, how can they integrate, exactly what you said, the insights and healing into their daily life?
Yes, they can really start to make exercises with
Mm-hmm.
their yoni. So the first thing is to look at the yoni in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not done with one time,
Right.
because we really have to get and feel this divine dimension. And so we spent so many years and centuries that a woman is ugly. Yeah. A woman is a witch. And it is a sin, yeah, to
Right.
enjoy herself. It is a sin to have sexuality. It is a sin to have this place. Yeah. So all the Catholic religion,
Right.
until now, until now, have the storytelling of the Virgin having Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And it is so deep down in our body cells. So we don't even think about it normally.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you think about it, meaning
How
that she,
insane this is. Huh?
that she was pure and clean and untouched, and yeah, exactly. Right. Right.
So, and that was the image of a woman, of a good woman. Everybody else was a sinner.
Right.
And this is until today. So, woman, when she gets familiar with her yoni, she has to look at it. She has to love it. She has to play with it. Yeah. And find out how her yoni wants to be stimulated, how her yoni reacts, what needs the yoni, maybe wonderful pomegranate seed oil, because in the face we do all the gel and all the creams and all this, but the yoni we forget.
Right.
But so now you can start to touch your yoni and do something good.
And wear those red panties.
And that is a red pen for the root chakra.
Exactly. I love it. I do it. It's great.
Yes.
And too, and dance. And
Yes,
dance.
and
And yeah, for sure. I do that after, training with you. I do that consistently. Absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of that, do you see Yoni constellations evolving further? Do you have a vision for its future?
My vision, and also my mission is
yeah,
that women really experience how they really are, whom they really are. That it is nothing to compare with men.
No.
Because it is a woman, and we women are differently. We are different. We cannot compare to a man or to male values. We
Right.
have our own values, and we after Yoni constellation, you get the clue that you are proud of your values. Yeah,
Exactly.
you are proud of your love, of your being soft, of your tender body, of your tender love, of your being so differently. And it's nice. It is nice to be a woman.
It
Yeah.
is. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, that, well, there's so much confusion for women and for men these days, because of women wanting to be equal. Well, it's not about being equal. It's about being who we are. And, like you say, bringing all that forth through the yoni, that creativity, that aliveness, the juice, the success, all that can be had through that. It doesn't have to be a competition with men, because we can't compete. I don't want to compete with a man. I want to be who I am as a woman. So, I'm thinking in terms of, Irmgard, if someone feels hesitant or unsure about, say, stepping into this work, what words of encouragement would you offer?
I do not experience that many women are so shy
Mm-hmm.
and insecure, because when they do want a Yoni constellation, so there is also uh, there is a certain energy wakes up, and there is a curiosity to yeah to 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 know more about these things, to know more about the inner core and being a woman, and so, but when they are together with other women, they really lose that, what may be shy or guilt, or in a Yoni constellation
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So we work with guilt and we work with shame. They lose this, and and afterwards they laugh about it, because guilt and shame, this is just the energy. This is just like in the mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with something who belongs.
Right.
That goes away.
So in many ways, the Yoni constellation takes the mind offline.
Yes, you can put it like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is one message you hope to leave with everyone who encounters Yoni constellations?
So my message, or what I want really to pass on to women.
Mm-hmm.
So every woman who loves and honors her Yoni is simply irresistible. The realization that she carries the sacred source within her
Mm-hmm.
will empower her to lead an exciting, successful, and meaningful life.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and this is my own experience. I live so much easier now,
Mm-hmm.
have so much more fun in my life. I'm so much more relaxed. And this is my connection to my Yoni.
Wow. It's beautiful, because that's what I was going to ask you in closing is, how has creating Yoni constellations transformed you personally? And what is the greatest lesson you've learned on this journey?
My greatest insight, I'm right as I am.
Mm.
And I observe all these layers who were on these truths. And now these layers disappeared.
Oh, wow.
And this is the greatest gift I received.
Beautiful.
I'm wonderful and I'm right as I am.
And that you are. And I want to be able to share with the audience, and I will, your information to be in touch with you. But for listeners right now, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you, Irmgard?
Oh, the best way is to write me an email.
Oh, okay. Can you share your email address? And I
Yes.
will also, but
Uh-huh. Maybe it is better to share my homepage.
okay.
And there is all the contact possibilities.
Okay.
And it is a little bit more explanation about Yoni constellation. And I have a blog, and I have blog article also in English. And this is Irmgard
Mm-hmm.
minus Rauscher.de.
Okay. Okay. And as I mentioned, I will be sharing all your information so that people, have it in print as well. But I do want to say to you, I adore and love you. And my heart is full, and I'm so grateful for you to have taken time out of your busy schedule and life to be here to share with my audience, which is now your audience, this gift of which you so lovingly have created through your own experiences and now bring and share to us as women, because we so need this and you. So I'm honored.
Thank you,
Thank
Connie.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We will talk.
I'm also very honored to do this feminine journey today with you, and that you share your audience with me, that you took also time for me to do it and support also my work. That's wonderful. And I enjoy your womanhood. I enjoy your wonderful and touching words you speak.
Oh, thank you so kindly.
This is a wonderful energy.
I think we have just started something here, and I would really love to have you back again, because I know I would like to go into the next phase for a lot of women, which is menopause. And I know you have a book on menopause, and definitely I will be sharing that information as well. But I definitely would like to have you back and talk more about this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Connie.
So we will do another one soon.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. My love to you and to Carl.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.